life.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Again, this is Alex Jones wishing you all a blessed and happy Thanksgiving and thanking you all for your support of freedom.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Touchdown, jubilation as the Rosetta mission is a success. Landing on a comet traveling 34,000 miles per hour towards the sun. That's the stuff dreams are made of. Well, we got Freeway Ricky Ross, the biggest coke dealer probably in U.S. history, ever, quote, busted, joining us to blow the history of CIA drug trafficking wide open. Of course, the big movie, Kill the Messenger. Guys, give me the IMDb printout on that, please. Also portrays Ross in it, and he's here with us in Austin, Texas, before he goes to speak to some college students up in Dallas. And we're going to be, I've been talking to him since he was in prison. He's been in prison 25 years, but he's going to be in studio with us. I haven't even met him yet. He came in last night. He's been out with the crew. He just arrived, and so he'll be in studio with us coming up in the next segment. Well, breaking, the U.S. and China just announced a huge deal on climate. You mean a huge tax deal like Obamacare? Or the plan to take over the internet and tax it and regulate it, to protect it? Obamacare for the internet? A huge, he's getting ready on the internet, on carbon taxes, on your guns, with the UN treaty he says he'll honor that goes in December 24th, a little Christmas present. Wide open borders, going after your guns, going after your energy prices, going after you with carbon taxes, going after you, going after you, going after you, going after fast track to sign over sovereignty, Republican leadership involved in that. The U.S. and China just announced a huge deal on climate, yeah. And it's a game changer, Mother Jones reports. Oh, yes. The surprise agreement, you mean the sneak attack, aims to double the price of carbon pollution reduction in the United States only. What a great deal. You make it harder to work and have factories here and force it over to China that always signs on but doesn't comply. Dirty coal power plants, 3 being built a week. We have more than 3 being shut down a week, clean ones. What a thank you, Obama. Wow, our electricity already costs 5 times what it does in China. And so no wonder no one wants to build. Thank you, yeah. Let's make it 10 times. Oh, man, Obama, what a great deal. Make our energy 10 times more expensive than Chinese coal power energy. And the average American goes, I don't own coal stocks. I don't have a coal stove. All you electric car people with your Volts and all of you that are like, look at that gasoline guzzling truck. Oh, my God. Oh, and you got your electric lawnmowers. It comes from coal. Coal, coal, coal. Coal, coal, coal. I mean, this is like a bandit blowing the race car engine before the race. Obama's driving the Chinese race car, and he comes over and, like, throws a hand grenade in the engine. And we go, oh, thank you. The engine, boom, blows up. Oh, it's such a good... He's like, wait, the engine didn't totally blow? Throw an Obamacare hand grenade in there. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha. Bring in 60 million illegals to bankrupt things. Another hand grenade. The thing is, the country was so rich and so powerful, they just can't blow the engine. Ha, 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 you filth. And we've got 60 million people refusing to pay the income tax, keeping the economy going. It's meant to shut it off. Oh, you filth, you trash, you scum. I mean, this country's under total attack. In a surprise announcement last night, the world's 2 biggest economies in greenhouse gas emitters, the United States and China, said they will partner closely on broad-ranging package of plans to fight climate change, including new targets to reduce carbon pollution, according to a statement from the White House. But it's going to start out with doubling the price in the U.S. because we're the leader in that. And look at Obama smiling. Can you imagine? Oh, because they don't just cut the power off. They then charge you more for it. All right, folks, we're going to go to break now. And when we return, Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Rick Ross, in studio. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv. Follow us on Twitter, Real Alex Jones. Stay with us. He was a pioneer in the crack cocaine trade in Los Angeles. Ross harvested millions of dollars a day as an unknown participant of the CIA and U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency ops. And then long after he got out of it, they still set him up and sent him to prison. And here's my issue. It's the government that made narcotics illegal when prohibition ended of alcohol because they needed another business to skim off of. That's on record. They've been shipping the narcotics into this country since they made them illegal. You could buy cocaine, heroin, speed, anything under different names at the drugstore. You would go and get coke syrup, cocaine syrup, shot into your, quote, tonic. That's where soft drinks came from. I know I had family that, basically worked in that business up in Waco, where Dr. Pepper comes from. It had cocaine in it, too. In fact, one of my ancestors actually named Dr. Pepper. The point is, doctor will pep you up. So this guy's been a Dr. Pepper as well. You make it illegal, though, it brings all the prostitution, it brings all the money laundering, it brings all the exploitation into it and makes it dirty. And how are you going to legalize slavery again in this country? How are you going to scoop up 3, 4, 5 million people and throw them in jail every year and take their rights away? You do it by putting something highly addictive. Beer's addictive. We're going to lock them up for that. Fast food's addictive. Going to lock you up for that. They throw it out, hope people pick up the adulterated poison filled with all sorts of toxic garbage, and then when they catch you on it or catch you selling it to support your habit, you're going to be thrown under the jail. And then the prisons are broken up into racial gangs, the black gangs, the white gangs, the Hispanic gangs, the Asian gangs, just like they're breaking up the rest of our society. This is a social engineering program on record. And Rick Ross could have shut up about the CIA. He could have gone along. They wouldn't have given him a life sentence. I remember interviewing Gary Webb. He's got the big Renner film out right now. Of course, Kill the Messenger, dealing with it. And I remember talking to Webb. He was going to come on in a few months. And he gave me a disc with all his documents. And he was going to have a new book coming out to vindicate everything he'd done, everything he'd said. He'd won all sorts of prizes, you name it. But his editors and the LA Times, run by the CIA, that was declassified 2 months ago. The CIA did target him with a disinformation campaign. They did lie and say he was discredited. He would never admit he was discredited because it wasn't true. And before he could vindicate himself, they killed him. Now, why would the CIA declassify that a month before the film came out 2 months ago? Why would they do something like that? Well, I'm going to ask Rick Ross that question, but I really think it's because it's already so well known. It's even on Fox News that our troops grow the opium and load it on C-130s, and then it comes here, and then it goes through people like Ross that are intermediaries. It goes CIA to the Black Front, because it's the black man bringing us the drugs. He's the bad guy, not the CIA. Not the establishment. It's the Tony Montana type. It's the Cuban. He's behind it. It's the black guy. Or it's the white trash guy in the trailer selling the drugs. No, it's not. And then as the economy shuts down, more people want the drugs. Your daughter gets hooked on them. Now she's a topless dancer. Then she's a hooker. This is how you bring down society. And then you got SWAT teams running around paramilitary for the war on drugs. You got the Patriot Act they're using for the war on drugs, merging it all together so everyone's under suspicion. Your daughter hurts her back in a volleyball accident. When it's happened to one of my friends when she's 16. 2 years later, is addicted to pain pills. Goes around doctor shopping to get the things. Instead of getting treatment, they throw her in jail. Then she gets in with bad people. Next, she comes out with an education in criminal activity after a year and becomes, you guessed it, a streetwalker. This is how you kill a civilization. This is how you annihilate a culture. This is how you bring a country down. So a minority of people in the YouTube comments and on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com said, what are you doing having a huge cocaine dealer on your show? Okay, what are you doing putting up with a government that went and hired him? See, there's no outrage about that. There's no outrage about the big banks laundering $386 billion in 2 years, Bloomberg reported, 2 banks alone. Wells Fargo, Wachovia, $380+ billion. Type it in. Big banks laundered $300+ billion. It'll pop up Bloomberg, AP, you name it, from 4 years ago. That's just one admission. They paid a $111 million fine. That's like if you rob a bank for $1 million, paying a $3,000 fine. It's a slap on the wrist. It's not a slap on the wrist. It's like them flicking a penny after they rob the bank to the cops. You walk out, the cops open the truck up, help you load the stolen money, and you throw them a quarter. That's what this is. That's how this system works. And now it's expanding the racket with all the psych testing in the schools and the drugging of the kids that way to get them into the system. I am the realrickross.com, freewayrick.com, Freeway Rick Ross.